Everyone goes through a hero's journey. Joseph Campbell put out a book called The Hero of a Thousand Faces. Now, my basic and reductive explanation to this book is that every human being exhibits a cycle where they go through growth and they come out of the other side going through challenges and facing their fears. In this case, Nicki Minaj would be our hero. Don't get all bent out of shape. Cardi B also is going through her own hero's journey, but this video isn't about her. This is a lot more visible to see within the female circuit because it's such a small room of people. I mean, you could take every female rapper that ever existed, anyone that we've ever considered to be relevant or skilled or terrible. You could take MC Lyte, you could take Azalea Banks, Missy, Lauryn Hill, Rod Digger, Jean Grey, Trina, everyone, and just throw them into a room and you would still be discussing a capacity of about 40 to 50 people. That's nothing when compared to the male rappers. There's no competitive aspect that's so intense in the male circuit. I mean, Bobby Shmurda is in jail right now. And besides going through the trials of being in jail, I don't think that when he thinks about rap, there's somebody who he's looking to slay. There's one particular person that if that person was taken out of the picture, then he could finally be back in his spot when he's a free man. You compare that to Remy Martin. When she was in prison, everything was about her dethroning Nicki. So it's a lot easier from the female circuit to see wins and losses. You know, Kendrick Lamar's accomplishments, do they hurt Drake? Of course they don't. But when we look at Cardi's wins, they're sort of looked at as Nicki losses. That's how Twitter frames it. That's how the internet frames it. This hero's journey is seen in books, it's seen on TV shows, it's seen in your favorite movies. I mean, you think of something like Rocky, you think of 8 Mile, you think of any movie that's about a character, as a coming of age story, it exhibits the hero's journey. The first one is a call to action. Our hero is pointed towards a general direction. They're focusing on something specific. Assistance. They get help from somebody who is older or wiser. This is where you have your mix, your Mr. Miyagi's, your Future from 8 Mile. Departure. They officially embark in this new world. Trials. Adjustments to this new challenge that they have to face. The approach. Engaging your opponent or enemy. Then there's the crisis. Everything goes to shit. Rocky's down for the count. Nicki gets sheathered by Remy. The end is near. That is until we get the treasure, the triumph. You finally slay that dragon. And as a result of that, you get a prize of some sort. Then there's the return to the old world. And with your new life, you get new perspective. You have all that growth. Then the resolution, the realization of the intangible gains of this experience. Then we go to the status quo, which is basically the calm before the storm. And then there's more growth. Now, here's what makes this cycle so interesting. Nicki was once feuding with Lil Kim. Lil Kim was the OG. She's Lil Kim, and she's influenced many female rappers. The interesting thing about this is Kim may have been in a certain point within this cycle when she was going up against Nicki.
Me and Slim were friends for 4 years, and we decided that we were going to go into business together, right? And I was over there at Cash Money. Baby said to me, hey, I want you to be on my album, well, whatever. And, he sent this song over. It was empty, and it just had a hook on it. And so I sent it back to him quick. This record got to be big because it would be good for music right now. Good for females, good for hip-hop. When I saw Baby, he's like, oh, baby girl, we're going to make it big. We're going to do a video. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to make it big. Everybody's going to know. They put the record out. I guess they didn't like the response. And when they saw the response, they just pulled the record off, pulled it back. Never put it on his album, nothing.
And now presently, Nicki may be in that very same stage now that she's opposing Cardi.
Only thing with Cardi that really hurt my feelings was the first interview she did after Motorsport came out. it just really hurt me because she looked so aggravated and angry, and the only thing she kept saying was, "Oh, I didn't hear that verse. I didn't hear that verse. She changed her verse." Like, I was like, what? With Motorsport, I kind of felt ambushed. You know, I felt like Quavo at that time was like, Quavo is my baby. I love Quavo. And so I texted Quavo and I said, hey, just, could you back me up on that? And he didn't back me up. And, he texted me. He was like, I would go on Twitter and back you up if you were my girl. LOL.
So we see a lot of similarities between these two different situations. You have the old versus the new. You have Nicki being the old and Cardi being the new, whereas you used to have Kim being the old and Nicki being the new. You also have third-party politics. Slim, who is the co-founder of Cash Money Records, and presently you have Quavo, who's involved with the Nicki situation, and I'm sure Offset had a lot to do with that as well. And there's an issue with a record. Kim felt that she was slighted because the record was never released, and Nicki has her issues with Motorsport. But Kim took it just a step further with Nicki.
And if you listen to that song, the way I did my vocals, hers were different from how I did my vocals at that time. Mm-hmm. So shortly after that, she started releasing all these records, doing her vocals the way I did my vocals. Now, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? But you have to look back. And I was starting to sound a long time ago. And if he tell you that this is not true, he's lying. But I played a record for Slim called Automatic. It's a Saint-Tropez dance type of record. It's 3 years ago I played him this record. Mm-hmm. On her new album, she has a song called Automatic. And the song is so similar to the song that I played for Slim. The whole sound that I brought to the...
That's a very serious accusation. This is similar to Joyner accusing Logic of taking his whole idea behind the Suicide song, X accusing Drake of taking his idea over the charity. Kim basically said that her whole style was observed. It was strategically extracted away from her and given to Nicki. If Nicki would have done that with Cardi, if she would have accused her of just completely taking her style, I think that Nicki would have done herself a disservice because she's so much more polished, so much more refined than Cardi is. But with regard to the hero's journey, I would say that Nicki is probably in stage number 5, which is the approach. And by the way, this is a variation of the hero's journey. This is not a direct reflection of what it all is. There may be some more added parts. Obviously, as I said, this is a reductive presentation of what it is. But I think Nicki would be in number 5, which is the approach. Whether that approach be I'm proving myself through record sales, or I'm going at Remy, because obviously she took shots at Remy on Barbie Tingz. Why do I have to say like Barbie Tingz? Why can't I just say things? All right. She took shots at her on Barbie Tingz, direct shots, because she's calling her a dummy. She's mentioning the love in hip hop. So I would say that she's in the approach stage, and Cardi would probably find herself within the return or the new life or the resolution. Cardi's already gone through her challenge. She's already broken into a world that nobody expected her to be in. She dropped her album, and now she's ready to head to that status quo and start anew for different challenges. But what do you guys think about this situation? What do you think about Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj basically being in the same position just several years apart? Please let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.